As we continue into this new year, many may be hoping to work better together as a family. One tip is to check in on your family's mental fitness in 2020. So, how do you do it? Well, Maison Vie, a family therapy agency, is offering a special family exchange. Joining us now to tell us more about how this works is Susan Harrington, a marriage and family therapist. Hello, beautiful lady.
Good morning, Malik. It's just so lovely to meet you.
It's so lovely to meet you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm telling you, this lady is the real deal. 20 years in the game. She knows what she is talking about.
Thank you.
So for people who don't know about what mental fitness is, can you explain a little bit about what that is?
So when we think of that from an individual perspective, that means feeling like we're connected, soul, mind, body, heart, like these ways we communicate with ourselves are connected. When we think of it like in a relationship, whether it's with our partner or partners or our family or our parents and children, when we think of it from that perspective, then all those parts have to work in tandem across people. And so from our perspective, kind of a basic way to look at that is to think of it as a family that works well together, will play well together, and vice versa, because if we do those things well, or at least effectively, it's not about perfection by any stretch of the term. We're human beings. But it is about just learning how to work and play well. You know, like we learned in kindergarten.
Yeah, that's right. And for people who are wondering, is that a great way to find out if our family is mentally fit? If we're not really working well together, then there may be a problem.
That's a nice way to put it. That if we're not doing the same dance, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of struggle around moving and flowing with each other. There's this thing that we call in family therapy ebb and tide that happens within families. So it's just like you think of a wave. It'll build and it'll flow, and it'll build and it'll flow. And so what we do as families is we live in these cycles. And sometimes cycles are effective and sometimes they're not.
Very interesting.
So an example of when a cycle happens that it's not effective, like a typical one in a family, is when teenagers start to buck the system. They start to have their own independent thought, and the parents are like, whoa, what happened to my being able to get my kids to conform to whatever I say, kind of thinking and believing in their head.
Right.
But the kid's doing what he naturally needs to do, and how the parents respond to that is really important, because that means the kids may or may not respond effectively or appropriately or in a healthy manner. And so that's a dance you could look at, is that they start to buck the system, and the parents might do a very punitive kind of no you dare, no you don't, and lock you in a room and close you off. Then that sets up this pattern of behavior where that'll happen over and over and it'll get more and more intense, as opposed to having a healthier cycle. So we notice that you're bucking the system and you want to break some rules. We're okay with you pushing them a little bit. You're getting older. You know, look at it from a developmental perspective.
Wow.
And that's something we can do in our family exchange event that we're offering.
Thank goodness you are offering this, because people out there, if this is sounding like your family, luckily enough you all have an upcoming session. What can we expect from these sessions? So
what we're going to do in this single session event that families can just register for one time, it's not a long-term commitment, we're looking at finding a way to figure out exactly what the family needs. So like we're using this example that we're talking about, they might need people to become more aware of what's happening in their family and how to address it in a way that's going to be effective for the teenagers launching, right? And so might come in, we identify that piece, then the next thing that we do is we start talking about exactly how to make that happen, how to make the change in your exchange of communication, right? It's the 2020 is about foresight. So think ahead. If you have somebody in your house that's about to cross puberty, it might be a good time for you to come in and get ready for the challenge of puberty in your house.
And is it a one-on-one thing, or is it a whole group session where we're working all these families together?
No, it's one family or one unit at a time.
Awesome. So you get that one-on-one connection. Now, what if you have the teenager who doesn't want to go? Does the whole family have to participate in the session?
So we would like to have everybody there. That's really important in order for it to be a collaborative experience, because accountability and reliability and comfort and support, that kind of thing is important in the exchange. However, if someone in the family thinks this is a good idea, and when they bring it up to someone at home, and let's say if we do this thing, I want to do this thing, and they're like, I don't think that's a good idea, but the little ones are like, sure, we're going to be, and they get all excited, little kids, right? We still want you to call, make the appointment. What we can do is have a conversation over the phone, what might help you encourage the person who does not want to come.
All right, so you help the people out with that, which is great. Now, I know you've had these sessions before. What kind of feedback have you gotten?
So people find when they come in for that one thing, it's sort of like going to your primary care and getting your annual checkup.
Right.
It's just kind of let's just check to see if these things are working really well, and they walk out feeling more capable, more confident. This kind of thing of, oh, okay, so we're not crazy, you know, not the legal definition, but just a fun word. So
we just need some help, you know, because we all look at family as like, you know, a perfect piece, but it's not.
It's nowhere near that. And also, like what you're saying, it's an opportunity to be a cheerleader. Sometimes we just need some encouragement, and coming to do this little check-in will help people do that.
I love that. And it can be small families, one child, big families, whichever you have. Well, hey, to schedule a family exchange appointment, you just need to call Maison Vie by January 31st. You can reach them at 504-452-5937. They are located in the 1700 block of Stumpf Boulevard in Terrytown, over the river. Okay, for more information, log on to MaisonVieNewOrleans.com. All right, we're going to take a commercial break, but stay right there. There's so much more to come on Great Day, Louisiana.